I was actually looking for. This is their market. I wonder why he sent me off further than that. Closed down or closing down. All this extra produce, you hope they put it away in our freezer somewhere, but I doubt it. Back in the middle of one of these large city blocks, between that large building and something else, is this little small house, but with a pretty little garden. It looks like a very lovely little place. This is when you get to the end of the road inside the big block. It dead ends. Down here I can hang a left and get to another major city street. This is what the vine arbor is supposed to do, and that's to shade that pretty little place that folks are in there right now chatting with each other. Old cement fence. Old, but something you can get pretty easily. Probably a wedding, wouldn't you guess? Which mosque this is yet. Those are very simple ablution. We'll learn how to pronounce that someday. Small mosque, simple. Notice how the carpet has icons that point east also. And they're a simple little facsimile of what you'd normally think of as an altar. Simple church. Some framed graphics. There's a roadblock outside. What exactly this is, I don't know. It's got a pretty entrance, and this whole section seems connected to the mosque. Here a very pretty ablution center, which is new, and the fountain, which probably also is new. But the main activity here for these kids is filling up their squirt guns. Go figure. That's the real guy. Got 2 or 3 of them. Right down the street from St. Michael's little church, which hasn't been open, so I haven't been able to go inside of it, is Harold Kline's ice cream shop. I don't know where he's from. Speaks very good English. This is just off the main square, and a comfortable place to sit. He provides these umbrellas. This is a pretty mosque I didn't see earlier today or yesterday. I think that's what the name of it is. Probably a relatively new one. Pretty bridge. I don't think it's an old one. Certainly in the style. Pretty obvious way to channel water downstream to other areas, just like an irrigation system would do, often for decoration as well as for functional uses. My waiter, he was confused about this, so he went and got a fellow who speaks better English, and he's probably the manager. And he came down and I said, I want tomatoes, and I said lettuce and potatoes, and he said cabbage. And I said cabbage is fine. Cabbage is fine. And then over there we got, I think, more cabbage. So this is great. And when he came back the second time, he said, now the waiter said to double this up. Is that right? And I said, yep, that looks great. That looks great. So it is. Besides, I don't complain when I ask something for special. I don't complain about how they ultimately do it. I hope we Americans enjoy this lighting and this beautiful sidewalk, because in good part we paid for it. northwest of Prizren, about an hour and 3/4 by bus at a slow speed. And I'm northwest of what looks like the town of Dečani, which sounds very similar to Dečani Monastery. Very beautiful mountain range. You saw a video a few moments ago of the white-capped mountain range, and that's off to our left somewhere. So this 2-kilometer walk up to the monastery is a pretty country walk. Generally in the Balkans you find these water spouts. You can drink that water. The people fill up their jugs there if they don't have their own wells. And you do see them in the city, of course, but you see them out in the country a lot. And I think it's because it doesn't have the American government EPA breathing down their necks. Restaurant that makes me believe that I'm somewhere en route to the monastery, since that decanate looks vaguely familiar and similar to Dečani. To visit the Dečani monastery for a couple of reasons. One, it's supposed to be an outstanding historical site and monastery with beautiful frescoes, etc., etc. Also because it is very actively protected by KFOR troops, against who I'm not sure is Albanian, people from Albania, ethnic Albanians, who were under siege by the Serbians, who still dominate in this part of Kosovo, and do in Mitrovica, which is just outside of Pristina. KFOR troops are here, presumably to protect this Serbian Orthodox monastery from, I don't know. I am guessing, since it's Serbian, the Serbians wouldn't blow it up, so I'm guessing that it must be from Albanians. Already, it's a well-monitored site. Also, I'm carrying this blue plastic trash bag that I found because I have shorts on today, and I forgot to bring my Velcro on pant leggings. And if these people are really anal about having to cover your legs, then I'll have to put my plastic bag on my legs. He's up this road, but its grounds are to the left, I believe, because there was razor wire up on a slope back near the first outpost that I came to, manned by 2 Italian soldiers, a man and a woman. The Italians are responsible for protecting this and have been from the get-go by blocking all the exits and controlling all the exits. So there'll be another such post up here at which I'll have to show my passport, and then I hopefully will get access. The heavy-duty metal fence that's been put in place, and what I think is called concertina wire that is stringing along its top. Over here is interesting also because, first of all, it's a tall, substantial wall, but that rebar sticking out looks like it's designed to hold more concertina wire. And if so, that meant that at some point in time they were paranoid enough. There the wall takes a left turn and marches up the hill, so presumably it's all back behind. Interestingly enough, this looks like a monastery or a very nicely run ranch. But this could explain why that wall and the future barbed wire is there. Maybe the barbed wire or the concertina wire on the left side of the road was just to keep people from being able to even approach this. Past those trees, I can see that we are looking at the monastery.